Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. On today's episode, we've got your Survivor Series War Games review for 2025. I don't know exactly where to begin. It was actually a pretty fun show, but let's talk about that main event. I'm sorry. It was a pretty fun show, but then there was the main event.
Yeah. So before we get to the conversation about Mystery Attacker, they did away with, in a lot of respects, most interesting aspect of the whole War Games thing, which was the shark cages. You know.
So yeah, dude, and not to cut you off, but I'm gonna go ahead and bite the bullet on this one, okay?
Oh, you want to have real talk time, right?
This is a shooting from the hip.
All right.
No, I'm going to say this. Over the past month or 2 months or whatever, as we get closer and closer to the War Games, to the match beyond, we've heard and seen hot take after hot take, usually in our hot takes thread, sometimes in the comment section of videos that we do. People saying War Games is just forced. War Games shouldn't be a yearly thing. It's become like Hell in a Cell, and they shouldn't do it every year. It's just forced. And idiot that I am, I defend the War Games because I look back and I'm like, you know what? The matches are fun. Why? Because we have all the great shit that happens before they go into the match. Usually the matches are fine. They're fun. But you get all the interaction in the little shark cage dealie. And then they got rid of the shark cage.
Yeah.
What the hell happened to the shark cage?
Just think of all the interesting dynamics they could have explored between the two War Games matches. I know, like, Charlotte and Rhea went from being bitter rivals to best of friends within the span of a week, but still, there's that dynamic. The dynamics of both the teams and both the matches, but like specifically everything they seem to set up on the opening segment of Raw this week with Roman and Punk and Cody, the whole dick measuring contest, seemed to set up, we get to see how this power dynamic plays out in that shark cage in terms of who's telling who what to do and how they react and all that. Got none of it. Most interesting aspect of this whole match. Got none of it. Zero. Speculate why? End of the day, they got rid of it. And the matches, more so the men's one specifically, suffered because of it. Bad move.
So that was one bad move. The other one was, they could still explore a lot of those same dynamics within the match, but the match itself was kind of ass.
Yeah, the main event was ass.
It was ass.
But part of the reason it was ass is that it seemingly advanced nothing.
That's the main reason it was ass.
It advanced nothing, and it could have advanced something if we could have got some of those dynamics in the shark cage. We got this wayward elbow from Cody to Phil in the very beginning, and they referenced it at the very end after the baby faces lost the match. But shortly after the elbow to the face, they were doing like tag team moves to the Vision. Are Punk and Cody going to have a match at WrestleMania? No. What's the point? And that was it. That was the extent of, all right, let's explore these dynamics between these characters and try to develop and advance some stories or tease some things down the line. No, we didn't get any of it. Main event was cheeks. It was terrible. For that reason.
Yeah. So there was a report earlier today from WrestleVotes that said this. Sources indicate there's some creative contention over the entrance order for tonight's men's War Games match. With the amount of star power in play, several scenarios were mapped out and there are differing opinions. I saw one report, and I swear I thought it was, maybe you can fact check me on this one. I thought it was Wrestling Observer said that expected tonight, a lot of the matches or some of the big matches that are supposed to be set up for WrestleMania, you're going to sort of start those stories tonight. Well,
where?
I mean, and here's the thing. Even if it's like, you guys are taking, whoever this is at their word, they should be setting that stuff up tonight. Instead, the good guys lost, and they were all just sort of cool with it.
Yeah.
They're all like fist bumping.
Yeah, Punk and Roman fist bumped, and Cody was, I don't know, Cody seemed like the third wheel in that situation.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was more awkward than anything, but are they going to do Roman Cody again? Probably not. They're not going to do Punk Cody because they're both champion. Doesn't make any, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to expect following this. I guess the head scratcher, the conversation that's going to be going on online surrounding this match is who jumped into the cage towards the end and hit CM Punk with a patented Seth Rollins combo of super kick and stomp. You know, Seth already this year has faked one injury. It's clear the injury he suffered a few months back was legit because he underwent surgery. He's been in a sling, going on shows saying he's going to be out for 6 months or so. It's not Seth. Is it a situation where it's Austin Theory because they had Austin Theory worked into this Vision thing, and just said, all right, we'll still have Austin Vision in this theory in this Austin Theory in this Vision thing, even if it really doesn't fit into what the Vision is now, as opposed to what it was when Seth was leading it.
Yeah. Like if it was Austin Theory, I mean, you know, that is, it's sort of the thing that, I don't know, you know, we'll find out on Monday, I guess. But it was just the way it was done, bizarrely, just, it felt like not intriguing. It's like,
No,
oh, who is this? They did a Seth Rollins move. And for a second, I was like, number one, the super kick and the stomp really didn't look like the same kind of motion as Seth Rollins when
no,
he
no,
does
no,
it.
and whoever it was much at least thicker in their upper body than Seth Rollins is.
Yeah, right, right, right. Which is, you know, that's fine. It's whatever. We're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
find
yeah.
out on Monday who it is. But it was such a like limp way to finish that match because it just went straight like from that and everybody looking confused to Braun Breaker spearing CM Punk,
Hmm.
and then that was it for the match. It was just sort of like a, I don't know, an anti. You know, usually they're so good at like boom. I'm gonna make a sound here. Boom, 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 bang. You know what I mean? Like build, 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 and then the payoff. And this is just sort of like this happens. People sit around, and then and it just didn't build.
Yeah, the whole match was like that. Didn't really
Yeah.
build. You know, Brock did the Brock thing where he comes in and just lays everybody out with a bunch of F5s. Um, yeah, I don't know what us as followers of WWE's product again are expected to get out of this match because it seemingly leads to nothing going forward.
So
If
like,
anything, it's just
yeah.
more of the same. It just seemed like a spinning of the wheels match. All right, they didn't really focus much on Drew and Cody, but since they were both in this match and Cody said, I'm not done with you yet, Drew, they're probably going to have another match that Drew McIntyre will once again lose.
There was a tweet from Roman Reigns today that said, "There's never been another." It was in advance of the match. There's never been another top guy that led others like me. My place at the head of the table is cemented. It's where I belong. If they want to win, they'll listen to me. Where was that story?
It wasn't there.
Like, where was that story? There was one moment where Cody Rhodes accidentally elbowed Phil, CM Punk, and they sort of made good in the moment. CM Punk then took a bullet for Cody,
Hmm.
and then like everything was just sort of going the way it was going. But if you lose the shark cage, and then you don't even really explore that story in the cage itself. You know, by the end of it, you had the Vision on the outside, you know, celebrating. And I look and I see Drew McIntyre, and it's like, oh, that's right. Drew McIntyre was in this match. Like they did the brief thing at the beginning when Cody had to do the big splash on him, which was a good spot because they have a thing.
Hmm.
And so it seems like that's probably going to keep on going. But beyond that, like there just wasn't, there wasn't a whole lot. A couple
No.
cool tag team homages from Cody and Punk,
Yeah.
and the Dusty Rhodes thing from Cody and Punk. But beyond that, like the match really didn't go anywhere.
No, it didn't go anywhere. It's just like, all right, here's a bunch of moves. Here's the ending that's supposed to shock people, even though it's just kind of more confusing than anything else. And then Braun gets the win. It didn't even feel like a huge showcase for Braun either.
He did. I mean, he did
got the
stuff,
win.
but it also wasn't. Yeah, yeah.
You know, it wasn't like, all right, this is the start of something huge for Braun because on Raw, especially if Austin Theory is going to be joining the Vision, The more members they add to their ranks, especially if Logan's still there, it just kind of feels like it dilutes what the purpose is supposed to be, which is, I mean, I think in Triple H's mind and Creator's mind is to get Braun Breaker ready to be a WrestleMania main eventer.
Mm-hmm.
That's the goal of this thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, he pinned CM Punk, and in the short term, maybe that'll motivate a match between them. But long term, it just feels like nothing was accomplished by this.
I mean, I wonder if the report about the entrances might have led to. I mean, you got to think, dude. Like, you're building to Mania. Like, you're going to set up some stories, or at least you're going to foreshadow some stuff. You know what your Mania stuff is going to be. Like, it seems kind of obvious at this point. It's going to be Punk versus Roman, or at least that's how I'm reading it.
Yeah.
That's going to be your main event, and then everything else sort of falls from there. I don't know. You know, maybe they're going to try to do Cody Drew all the way to Mania. I don't know. But I kind of doubt that.
Yeah, I doubt it.
But I don't know. There was a real distinct lack of intrigue. And what otherwise leading up to the show was actually pretty fun. Like, you know, you had the women's war games. It was a fun match. It wasn't like, you know, it wasn't super brutal or like what we saw with, you know, the AEW stuff. There was some fun dynamics there. Everybody kind of got their shit in to a degree, but even then they didn't really explore like what could be coming up next. And then you had the two matches in between, one of which was not terribly good, and the other one was Dominic Mysterio versus John Cena, which was actually a lot of fun. Had a wickedly overbooked finish with Liv Morgan's return, which was the highlight of the show easily. But as Stephen Gibson with our super chat here says, War Games at Survivor Series is old. Should be is like Hell in a Cell. Hey, guess what, Stephen? This Steve agrees. It's official. War Games really should be, but they're not. They're going to do it. There's already talk. Apparently, they're going to do it at a stadium again next year.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, hey, maybe next year they'll kill it. I don't know. Maybe whoever had a problem with the shark cages will get over it, and they'll do shark cages again.
Yeah, maybe they'll realize seeing this edition of War Games with no shark cages that shark cages are actually an integral part of the whole storytelling process of War Games and bring them back. I didn't know I'd miss people in shark cages so much.
You know, dude, well, think about this. All we talked about in the lead up was how cool are those shark cages?
Well, I mean, it's more like how cool is the dynamics, exploring those dynamics between the characters, and the shark cage demands they all are in a confined space.
Yeah.
You know, and you take that out, so much what pushes the stories of these matches, and especially the main event, you end up with something just limp. It was limp.
It was limp. Yeah, it was limp. It never really got started.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bummer. In any event, we have a sponsor for the show today. So we're going to go ahead and talk about them for a moment before we get into our Survivor Series moment by moment, beat by beat recap, Larson.
Yeah, let's do it. This episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by Cash App. You know, Steve, I've been thinking about something for a while. I use my debit card all the time.
Okay.
And sometimes I really just wish it would do something for me.
Something for you?
Yeah.
Like hang your Christmas tree light or your Christmas lights on your house, like outside the house? Like, is your debit card going to do that?
Let's be real, Steve. It's a piece of plastic. It can't do that.
Oh.
Right?
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
No, I can't do that. Come on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What'd you have in mind then?
Okay, well, maybe something like discounts at some of the places I shop. That'd be a good start.
That makes a lot more sense than a plastic debit card hanging your lights, Larson. But listen, Cash App, they got your back. They just released a new status program for the way people actually spend called Cash App Green. It unlocks new ways for you to pay, get rewarded, and easily grow or manage your money on your terms. Now, when you spend at least $500 a month with the Cash App card or Cash App Pay, you earn green status, which unlocks benefits like up to $200 of free overdraft coverage, higher borrow limits, and custom personalized cashback offers every Friday at places you love to shop.
Turn everyday spending into status with Cash App Green. Download Cash App today or visit cash.app/new to learn more about this and other great features launching now. For a limited time, new Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use the code CashApp10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply.
Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Cash App Green overdraft coverage, borrow, cashback offers, and promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. Thank you so much to Sizzling Papaya for the super chat. Says Nikki needs to retire. Two of the worst matches in WWE this year. Her Stephanie seems so frustrated. It was not a great match between those two. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But what kicked off? Oh, by the way, also because it's like, the spending season, we've got a merch store at friendoshop.com with the brand new promo code Friendo2026. It gets you the same 20% discount that the last one got you.
But it's an updated code, so it seems new.
It seems new. We're just, we're interested in full transparency here. But you get a hefty 20% discount off of the prices there. So you can go to friendoshop.com. We got a bunch of stuff. I'm wearing some of it. You got the hat.
Yeah.
Friendo Club hat. You get a Wrestle Juice shirt if you want to, if you like
yeah.
Those other guys at Wrestle Juice. But we got a lot of stuff over there. So check it out if you're in the spending mood or if you want to buy a gift for somebody this holiday season. War Games kicked off with, we see Team Rhea entering. And then we see Team Becky entering. We see Nikki and Stephanie entering. And then Dom got a big pop. He's entering. So everybody's entering.
Yeah.
And then we have Charlotte Flair come out. And she, Michael Cole mentioned that her gear, which was awesome. It was like white, but with a bunch of really cool, like sort of, it looked like street art.
Like some really cool like part of it was like airbrushed on and stuff like that. Yeah.
So Michael Cole mentioned the gear is inspired by a 7-year-old named Scarlett battling like a brain cancer type situation. And I was like, before I even knew that, I was like, God damn, this gear looks amazing. Everybody looked great tonight.
Yeah.
In the women's War Games. The men just wore whatever. But they all look great. But her gear was off the charts.
Yeah, it was off the charts.
Find out it's this little girl. So my goodness gracious.
Yeah. So Charlotte started the War Games match with Asuka. I guess we have to go through all the order of entrance. Eventually they get all in there.
Just the cool shit.
Just the cool shit. So, of course, Io, she always had to have her spot with the garbage can. We got that. She made her entrance when she came to the cage with the garbage can lid. Rhea, when she made her entrance, came with the rest of the garbage can. And, of course, that eventually comes into play. Let's go back to, so at one point, Asuka is looking to mist Rhea. Charlotte makes the save. And so Asuka accidentally hits Lash with the mist. So Nia's, tending to Lash. Becky gets taken out by Charlotte. Rhea takes out Asuka and Kyrie. So we get a bit where Rhea and Charlotte are working together. They hit a suplex on Nia. Alexa hits her with Twisted Bliss. And then that's when Io goes up to the top of the cage. And AJ's there trying to hand the garbage can to Io, but can't reach. So Rhea puts AJ on her shoulders to hand the trash can to Io. And then she hits a swanton onto the heel team. And so Becky's all by herself. So she tries to get out of there. Alexa catches up with her, looks for her sister Abigail. Becky escapes that. She tries climbing out of the cage. But then Charlotte drags her down. Rhea hits her with a riptide, and then AJ locks on the Black Widow. Becky taps out.
Yeah. That at least motivates. There's some stuff that you can motivate there. You can go into, the next couple months.
I guess you can go into AJ versus Becky, which we figured they're going to do anyways for Mania.
Yep.
With Asuka, Mist and Lash, you can do Asuka and Kyrie against Lash and Nia now for those tag titles. Like, there's things they can do off of this match that make a load of sense.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All of that was missing from the men's match.
That's true, yeah. And it's not like this was the cleanest match either. But we got the cool Io bit. Now she got the custom garbage can.
There's enough going on, enough to like to thoroughly enjoy this match. Absolutely.
Lash Legend had a really great sequence where she was really being booked super strong.
Yeah, she was the last one in.
Yeah. And then they did the mist thing with her, which was great. Real quick, patrons and YouTube channel members, question threads are up now. So we'll answer your questions at the end of the show. I want to point this out real quick before we get to the next match. Do we have a winner?
We do.
Okay, is it
It's not you, Steve. Sorry.
not me? Damn it. Okay, I don't care. So the next match then was. No, I'm joking. Who's the winner, Lars?
Randy Suarez.
Randy Suarez. Dun, 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 dun. Come on down.
I guess it is Price is
Dun,
Right.
dun, 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 dun. So Randy Suarez.
Da, da, da.
We're sure that's it. We didn't just, get somebody's hopes up. That was
No,
for the entirety of November.
Yeah, for the entirety of November, yes.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Randy, congratulations. I don't know how you are, and we will post the whole leaderboard up on the stuff that we do, the Patreon and the YouTube board, so everybody can see their shit.
Yeah.
Looks like Raph was only 2 points behind,
Yeah.
and then there was everybody else, a bunch of losers,
Yes.
including me. Number 20 loser.
Well, 17th.
Oh, tied for 17th. Loser.
Tied for 17th. So, hey,
Loser.
within the top 20.
You know what? I got my one win. I'm happy with that. So yeah, Randy goes on to be vying for Tribal Cheat. What is the thing that we're going to call
That's
it
the
again?
Ultimo Friendo Tournament of Champions, determined the Ultimate Friendo Predictions Champion.
We got to put that in writing so that we can always get it perfectly right.
Yeah, I know.
And they
Or we
get
just make it like Time Now is last tournament where we just kind of mix up the words however we want to.
That'll work too. The prize. So the way this is going to work is everybody who's ever won in the predictions challenge will now get into the Tournament of Champions. There's one more spot. Well, maybe more, but there's one more spot for sure because the December is coming up, and that's the last month, and we're going to kick off the thing. The possible for more is if people don't respond that won a long time ago, then we're going to have to come up with some ways to, and bring in some other people. So, this is on the line. It's the Roman Reigns Signature Series bootleg title from Pakistan. I'm probably going to draw on this as well because I think that sounds fun. But yeah, so that's going to be on the line for the Tournament of Champions. It'll culminate at WrestleMania.
Yes.
And so that'll be a lot of fun. If you want in on the December Predictions Challenge, got two events. We got the World's End and we've got the Cena's Last Match deal. If you want in on that to try to secure that last spot, click on join right here, youtube.com/Steven Larson, or go to patreon.com/Steven Larson. Click on the Friendo Club setup there, and that gets you access. Also gets access to bonus episodes, which we need to do one soon.
Yeah, we do.
This week we'll do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And the question threads. So after that,
next match for the Intercontinental title, John Cena defending against Dominic Mysterio. This was really overbooked, and it all kind of started where there's a spot at the outside where Dom's looking for a Rana off the barricade. Cena counters into a powerbomb, kind of, but Dom ends up landing kind of on the back of his head and shoulder. And so Dom instantly starts selling shoulder. He's grasping his shoulder, crying out in pain. The ref goes and checks on him. And they have the whole thing where the Cena's in the ring and the ref goes and talks to him. It's ended up being another fake injury spot where they're really trying to hammer home the idea of portraying these as realistically as possible to fool us.
Yeah.
Because eventually, so the refs down there trainers come to check on Dom. The refs down there as well. So you got two trainers. And this part cracked me up because one of the trainers has their back to the ring. The other one is constantly looking towards the ring to see what's going on. And what's going on is that Raquel hits Cena with a Tahana bomb. Roxanne follows with Pop Rocks.
Yeah.
And Dom sneaks back in, hits the 619, follows with the Frog Splash. But the ref doesn't count the pinfall.
No.
He was like, you were down there faking an injury. I'm not counting this.
He did a killer job faking that injury. Yeah. Just a great job. And it's like, you sort of get the sense because it's like, well, camera's really lingering on him.
They didn't call it off like they did with Penta.
Right. But you're thinking.
It just occurred to me.
What?
I don't think they would do this, but like there was a thing on Instagram today where there was the orthopedist with Penta and saying Penta was fine. Did they fake Penta's injury too?
To make this look like it was a real deal?
Yeah, because there's a lot of parallels in the spots.
I'll be honest, I'd be cool with that. At this
Bummer that
point,
Penta to get advanced in the time now his last tournament.
at this point, Larson, not knowing what's real or what's fake, whatever I see online, you can't trust anything. Just whatever. Just do whatever you guys want to do. Y'all want to fake it, fake it. You know, I was like almost shocked if it was Seth Rollins tonight. I'm like, oh shit. And then it was kind of obvious that it wasn't, because the dude, like the cakes on this guy were like, you know,
meaty. Yeah.
meaty.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it ain't those little saucers that Rollins has. So I wasn't really fooled. Plus his stomp looked nothing like Seth's stomp. But
No.
you know, what's real, what's fake? I don't know. You know, we're through the looking glass here, people.
Yeah. Anyways, back to this match. So the ref throws Judgment Day out of the ringside area. We get a couple of shoulder tackles, 5-knuckle shuffle. Cena's looking for an AA, but Dom escapes that for a sunset flip, gets a 1 there. Then Cena rolls through for an STF, but Dom gets to the ropes. So Cena's yanking Dom away from the ropes, and then his foot slips off Dom's boot, and this gives Dom an idea, I guess, so he unzips it. So Cena pulls him away again. This time the boot comes off. Brief little distraction. Dom sends Cena into the ropes again, hits another 619, goes for a frog splash. Again, Cena kicks out at 2. So Cena gets up, hits an AA. Dom kicks out of that. So they're trading shots. Cena's hits the shoulder tackle, looking for the second. Dom ducks it. The ref eats it. This brings out JD and Finn. They start attacking Cena. JD's looking for the moonsault. He misses. Oh, sorry. Cena gets his knees up. Finn's looking for a coup de grace. Misses. Cena hits them with a double AA. And then Cena hits Dom with another AA, but the ref is still out. This brings out Liv Morgan. She comes to the ring. Her and Dom have a stare off. She slaps him. And so she turns around. Her and Cena have a bit of a stare off, and then she jumps and leaps into Cena's arm, and then goes from smiling to kind of like a more menacing type look. Then she low blows him. Dom hits Cena with a 619. Liv follows with a belt shot. Dom hits the frog splash. Ref gets back in the ring to count the pinfall. Dominic Mysterio is your winner.
Oh, it's great to see Liv back. She was doing such good work before she left. Now you've got all sorts of great shit that you could be setting up. Most obvious, of course, how is she now going to fit in with Judgment Day with Roxanne there?
Yep.
What is that dynamic going to look like? Judgment Day is that group, is that faction that through thick and thin, they always make a point to explore the dynamics between the characters in the faction. That's what makes it so good. So I'm looking forward to that. Great to see Liv back.
Yep, it is great to see her back. After that, so Dom's celebrating. He got a bunch of pyro. And then Cena takes his time. He's going up ringside talking to fans, taking some pictures. This is the last pay-per-view match.
Yeah.
And then we have Nikki Bella challenging Stephanie Vaquer for the World Women's Championship. Vaquer, not surprisingly, gets the win. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was serviceable, but not the best.
Yeah, this match exists. They couldn't get on the same page. There was one bit where Stephanie goes running in, Nikki puts her boot up, Stephanie just sort of stops in front of it, and they just sort of stand there.
Yeah, was that supposed to be a moment though, where like Steph? It felt like it was supposed to be something as opposed to a miscommunication, but maybe that's just me hoping for the best.
I mean, I guess if you're really trying for like glass half full at all, it might have been Stephanie scouted it and stopped short of it.
Or Stephanie running into the boot and be like, no, that's not going to be enough to stop me.
But she did not sell it in any way, shape, or form.
No. And there was no cuts, no close-ups to anybody, which would be necessary for a moment like that.
Yeah.
Sell, that story beat, but that wasn't there. So I don't know what's.
I mean, it's the reason why I'd never gotten to wrestling, because every match would be that all the time with me.
Just awkward moments.
Am I supposed to sell this? I don't know. Did you just punch me? I don't know.
No, I didn't feel anything. You're not supposed to feel it. It's the whole point of it.
But yeah, I don't know where they go from here with this.
There was no post-match attack or anything either.
No, I mean, it's just Nikki Bella takes a lot of. Yeah, I figured, okay, her turning heel, it should be played up as kind of a big thing, or at least for her. And she's coming off, just loss after loss after loss. Okay, that's fine. As a character, I don't mind that. She gets frustrated. She becomes bad guy. pisses off the good guy so much the good guy says, all right, let's fight. I'll put the world title up. I want to get my hands on you because you betrayed me. It's a standard pro wrestling trope. I don't know why anybody has a problem with that.
Yep, it's pretty standard.
And so you do this now, and like there's no, they DQ the first one. I mean, look, they could easily do a thing where Nikki just attacks tomorrow, or maybe Nikki goes after Maxine Dupree, or maybe she goes after a good guy that she can actually beat to actually establish some amount. But I don't know. She's like not even around that often. So maybe the idea is just, hey, we needed an opponent for Stephanie.
A high profile name.
High profile name, yeah. And then we'll see her again at the Rumble. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll go back to here. Nikki's looking for a rack attack. Stephanie gets her foot on the rope. Or, sorry, hits it. Nikki hits a rack attack, sorry. Stephanie gets her foot on the rope at 2. They end up both on the apron. Stephanie hits a headbutt and blocks a powerbomb attempt. And then hits the knee to the chest. And then Devil's Kiss on the announce table. So Stephanie puts Nikki back in the ring, hits a German suplex. Another Devil's Kiss, this one in the ring. And then the corkscrew splash spiral tap type deal to get the W. And then we had our main event.
And then we had our main event, which, wasn't much better.
It just felt like stuff. It just felt like stuff.
It did. That's a great way to describe it. It felt like stuff.
Stuff happened. What's the point? I don't know. Let's just get through it. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And maybe it has something to do with the entrances and how people were presented, and we don't know. The politics going on backstage with all this stuff. It seemed like, was it Brock? I don't know. We don't know. It wouldn't be the first time Brock pulled some shit like this.
Yeah, he's used to sort of just, throwing his weight around, getting his way. But, I still maintain, dude, look, losing that element of War Games, that was a big minus. You can still attempt to play out those dynamics.
You can, and it all
in the match.
It all falls to how people enter the match.
Yeah.
Now, if Roman's thing is, I'm the leader, everybody take my lead. Why was he in last? How is he going to lead anybody when he isn't in the ring until halfway through the match?
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like at any point there was no attempts by him to direct any traffic.
Like, even, we already talked about this, but when we were doing our predictions for this stuff, right? We said, hey, this is kind of a toss up because the Vision could win, and in loss, you're motivating stories to lead us into the Rumble and Mania. But by the end of it, they didn't even accomplish that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I don't know. I sound like a broken record. I know.
No, but if it's a situation where Roman is being emphatic about being the leader, why didn't he come in first?
Yeah.
Or at least second. It didn't even seem like the order of entrance necessarily built, to any sort of crescendo. We knew Brock and Roman are going to be the last two simply because they're not going to be in the match as long as everybody else. That's just the reality of it, especially Brock. And it seemed like there was so much focus in this match on building up to this confrontation between Brock and Roman at the end. Brock literally left the ring to meet Roman on the ramp so they can go at it. If there's no future in that match happening in between now and Mania, what's the point of it?
Yeah, that's a big thing because that was such a spotlight moment between them.
It was.
And it's like, I get it. You guys have history, but you literally did it. You did it so many times that you had to have a, this is never happening again match.
Yeah.
So
you've kind of exhausted what you can do with that feud. And it's not like it's a feud like, Stone Cold The Rock or something like that, where people are chomping at the bit to see more of it.
Yeah.
The people were pretty well fatigued of Roman Brock several years before if Brock loses, he never gets another title shot as long as Roman is champ type deal.
The one thing that Roman has right about his character is, and I feel like, you can put this on social media and you could do it in promos, but he also should be doing it in the match. And that's the ego thing. You just mentioned Stone Cold and The Rock. even at their most popular being baby faces, not bad guys, but baby faces. And I know you can go, oh, tweeners, whatever. They're good guys. People cheered them.
Yeah.
They fought bad guys. They'd be in there and they'd be trying to one up each other left and right. None of this. Oh, if Stone Cold accidentally elbowed The Rock or vice versa, well, damn son, get back up and let's kick some ass. None of this. I'm sorry, Punk. Yeah. I'm sorry, I just elbowed you.
Or if Rock hits Stone Cold with a elbow, guess what? He's eating a stunner.
He's eating a stunner.
Yeah, there's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
There's other ways to explore these dynamics, but they just didn't do any of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
at least to a degree that would lead us to going anywhere to anything. So after everybody's in the ring, you get Brock laying out everybody. Roman comes out. He and Brock have their bit down on the floor. Eventually, they all end up in the rings. Heyman hands Logan Paul some brass knuckles. So he punches Cody, punches Jimmy, and then runs into a spear from Roman. So Roman gets the brass knuckles off him, holds him up, and then hits the Superman punch with the knuckles on Drew. Breaker sets up for a spear. He misses. Instead, Roman hits him with a spear. Jay holds up Brock like he's holding him up so Roman could spear him. Well, Brock lifts up Jay for an F5, and then Roman just spears them both through a table. Braun hits Jimmy with a spear, and then Roman hits one. Jay hits one. Cody and Drew are going at it kind of tepidly in the background of the other ring. Eventually, Drew hits him with a low blow. Braun hits a spear on Cody, looks for a spear on Punk, but Punk moves. Looks for a GTS on Braun. Logan makes the save there, so Logan eats the GTS. And that's when this mystery individual climbs up the cage. Everybody's confused. Super kick to Punk, curb stomp, and then that person gets out of the cage about as quickly as you possibly could.
Scaled that thing.
Yeah, quick.
Yeah, so no Jericho.
No.
Obviously not Rollins.
No. So then Braun hits Punk with the spear to get the win. So afterwards, the Vision celebrate in the ring. They raise arms on the ramp. So then we see Roman in the ring, and Cody and Punk are there too. So Roman offers to help Punk up. So he does. They get a little fist bump. Punk says, "We cool. It's fine." Roman does the same for Cody, but Cody just gets up. And so Roman kind of nods at Cody, looks at them both, and then he walks off, and he stops, and he and Cody stare off, and Roman tells Cody this is the last time we ever see him. And then the show.
No, it's this is the last time we're ever going to team.
Oh, last time we're going to team.
I think that's what was actually said.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the last time we're ever going to team. That makes more sense.
Yeah. He said, "I'm going to AEW, Cody."
Yeah. Go on Hawaii.
I'm in the Dynamite Zone. Oh man.
And that was Survivor Series. I mean, it was a breezy show, and it was, 4 matches. I guess the thing is especially in the main event, when there's not a whole lot that comes out of it, there's just not a whole lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Apart from this obvious faults.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
If it was a match such as this that unfolded in much how it did, but gave us a couple little things to maybe pull from to think, oh, all right, this is what could happen in the future, or this is what could happen. We didn't really get that.
And the biggest spot of it all was like Cody's leap onto Drew. And look, me, I'm not advocating for people to do. We saw what happened last year with the tsunami. That was rough.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it wasn't even. I don't know. There was nothing really spectacular about this either.
No.
So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So we move onwards and upwards. Let me see if we've got. I know I put this question thread up when we got started. So
yeah, we got questions.
We got some questions. Are you on the Patreon right now?
I am.
Awesome.
Creedy Beef Tip says, why did this PLE feel like it would have lost the ratings battle with a wet fart?
Oh, wow. Not a wet fart.
Yeah, apart from the second half of the card, didn't necessarily bring it.
I mean, it was, it's a big draw, They had 46,000 people there.
That's what they said.
That's what they say.
Miko here asks, are you more surprised with the turnaround of perception for Dom or Charlotte? Charlotte.
Because,
You look back at WrestleMania.
A lot of history with Charlotte, yeah.
And the build to that match, and you're like, are they going to take Charlotte off TV for a while and just do a complete restart? No, they Sheila off maybe for a little bit, and then they started bit by bit making changes to her character, and it felt natural, and it's really worked out well. Aussie Horror here says, was this the most disappointing Survivor Series in recent memory?
Oh, yeah, the last couples have been great. I mean, who could forget the Punk return and the Randy Orton one? Was that in 23? My God. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I definitely think so.
New Blade here in YouTube chat says, Paul just said during the post show, the backstage politicking was palpable.
Paul who? Logan or Paul Heyman?
I guess Logan Paul.
Yeah. Boy, I'd like to hear. I'll go back and watch that.
Yeah.
Because that's funny. I mean, that is from his point of view, that has got to be an interesting fly on the wall situation.
Yes.
All those egos.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
You got any questions over there on the YouTube?
Yeah. Lord Blake Whitehouse says, how do you make War Games not feel like it's the same match every single year? I did not feel that way in the first place.
I mean, if you want to make it feel that way, you accomplish that by taking the shark cages out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it just seems like stuff's happening. If you're not going to really put time and effort into mapping out how the story is going to play out in the ring and how you get into the interpersonal dynamics.
Yeah.
Otherwise, stuff just happens.
Yeah.
Alex Foster says, if you could do a spot in War Games, guarantee that you wouldn't be hurt, scratched, or injured, what spot would you do?
The EO trash can.
Yeah.
Because I think I could okay, all I have to do is just sort of jump.
Steve.
And they'll catch me.
Steve.
I'm not saying I'll do the flip. I'm saying I'll jump.
I don't even think you put that.
Trust fall.
I don't even think you put that trash can over your head without feeling like you're going to fall backwards out of the cage onto the floor.
Oh my God. I would, boy.
Be a little more realistic with the spot we're going to choose here.
All right. I sit down and I put the garbage can on.
There you go.
And then
you just kind of.
I try to scooch off, but I just fall and my knees explode.
Exactly.
It's like Cornette coming off the scaffolding thing.
Yes.
Boy,
much more likely scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be.
I'd probably be more. It'd be a trash can spot, but it'd be more like what Io did earlier in the match when they put the trash can, I think, on Kyrie, and then she drop kicked the garbage can.
I think we both know the answer to this one. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. With the revelation that the creaking sound during Aleister Black's initial main roster run was a Vince idea, what other ideas in terms of sounds made by him have that same stink? Well, ricochets. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, you knew that was a Vince call. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the things where they had stuff before the theme was probably his thing. Well, I mean, Seth Burn It Down was a Vince idea. Not the exact verbiage, but he's like, we need something here.
Yeah.
There was a gap or a pause in the song. We're like, we need something here.
They're saying Triple H said that about the politicking.
Oh, really? Okay. So it was Paul Levesque.
It was Paul Levesque.
Interesting. Josh M. here says, how do you take that talent in the Women's War Games match and book such an uninspired match?
Yeah, it's weird.
No, I know.
Joe Nero West says, I've always loved Survivor Series. By the way, Joe just became a channel member as well.
Thank you, Joe.
Says, I think going forward, they should combine all the gimmicks and turn it into a mega event. This is what I've been talking about, Joe. He says, one War Games match, one 5v5 elimination, few champion versus champions. You could save the top ones for Crown Jewel, but do an IC versus US, tag versus tag. Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Sounds good. Give us a little bit of everything.
A celebration of all things Survivor Series.
When you put so much on these War Game matches, that's the selling point of this show on an annual basis. And if they don't deliver, and if one kind of fails almost spectacularly, like in the main event tonight, people are going to dump on it. You got to give us something else. Got to give us a lot more something else.
Yeah. Starman Stubb says, I'm glad Liv is back. Truly. Love her. That said, her return was silly. Why would Cena just stand there amidst her hug, given her track record? Listen, when you're approaching 50 and somebody really, really attractive shows you any amount of attention, you just get as much of it as you can. You're like, oh man, I still got it, and then they kick your dick and you're like, no, I don't have it. I never had it, so I get it.
A
He's
humbling
approaching
moment.
50. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Chris Deaton here says, whenever you get it all totaled up, can you post predictions challenge results, please? Yeah. And next possible opportunity, we will try to make that happen.
I will get it done. Ray here with the super chat says that ending was a choice.
Steve, are you ready?
Deaton.
Bill Dubs has a blind power rank about who we wanted. Who would you want to be the masked man in tonight's main event?
Oh, great. I love this one already. So much so that I'm going to use Napkin from Disappointing Burger King tonight.
Got 8 options here. 8.
Why is it the going in raw experience with Burger King is always a disappointing one?
We really should have saw that as a prescient event about how the main event was going to unfold for us. A disappointment.
I agree.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
8?
8.
Wow.
First
I'm going to nail this.
First name here is Ricky Saints.
Oh, man. This is people that I would want it to be.
Yeah.
People that I would want it to be.
Yeah.
I don't hate on Ricky. I'm cool with Ricky, and it'd be a nice call-up for once. So I'm going to go kind of high. I'm going to say he makes top 4 with number 4.
Number 4, next here. Trick Williams.
Again, be a great call-up moment. Number 3, I like Trick better than Rick.
Next up, Austin Theory.
Too obvious. Number 7. I like Theory, but yeah, too obvious.
Javon Evans.
I don't like Javon with the vision. I'm going to go Javon 6.
Jack Perry.
Oh, man. Number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1. Jungle Jack Perry. Oh.
Next name.
Yeah.
Break the walls down, Chris Jericho.
I don't want to see Chris Jericho climb a cage and then climb it back out. That being said, the pop would be pretty great if he went like that. He should have done that. The mask guy should have given us like 5 different clues to who it could be. Did like a Carmelo Hayes basketball reference.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't Carmelo? Yeah, Carmelo does that. Did the Ricky
Sank pose?
Did Chris Jericho?
Yeah.
So wait, who were we on?
Jericho
would get a huge pop. Number 5.
Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes he'd be perfect in the vision. Hayes 2.
Last name here, Hangman Adam Page.
Oh, thought I nailed it. No, you know what, man? That would just be weird.
It would be weird.
I like Hanger where he's at. Keep him in AEW. Boy, that'd be crazy though, wouldn't it?
It'd be pretty wild. His first few WWE to be against CM Punk.
I'll say why I fucked it on this, and Hanger should be number 1 because Hangman would be views for us, more money in our wallets for us to get our load on, Larson.
Exactly.
People be rushing to see what we have to say about it.
Exactly. Greg Morris here says, who do you give a Zodiac gimmick to?
I mean, the question is,
outside of Beefcake, because Beefcake was Zodiac.
Who would Beefcake pass the Zodiac gimmick onto? I mean, Dexter Lumis kind of was like a Zodiac, but he didn't wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Who? Oh. You know who kind of looks like Arthur Lee Allen? Gallows. You know I'm right about that shit.
Yeah.
He hella looks like Arthur Lee Allen.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, Gallows.
That's good. That's good.
That's
all
I
got. That's all I got too.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Jack Rogers says Vikingo. Ooh, Vikingo would be cool.
Oh yeah.
That'd be great. He'd just like scale that cage, like do his thing, do a bunch of crazy Vikingo shit, and then leave. And it's like, oh, that was Vikingo.
Oh, it's 1000% Vikingo. Yeah.
It would be kind of cool if it was El Grande. And he walks out with that Kaiser Soze, strut.
Yeah.
Doing this shit. Oh man. All right, that's gonna do it for the show. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.